Well, hello and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. So I'm really excited, and you might be wondering why, and also why are you holding this basket? That's because I'm about to pop outside and harvest our first vegetables, including some cucumbers, some snow peas, some French butter beans, and we'll see what else is ready to be harvested. So let's go ahead and pop outside, shall we? And how cute is this little basket? I actually got it when I was living in Byron Bay at a garage sale, and I often use it as a peg basket, but today it's my stand-in harvest basket. So it has been 2 months since we first put in these raised garden beds, and it's our first veggie garden, so it's not perfect. The main thing is I've learnt so much about organic gardening, and I'm super stoked with our first veggie harvest. If you are interested, I did film how we started this garden and also everything we planted. I'll pop the links to those videos in the description if you want to check them out after. Beautiful little tomato flower here. They're not quite ready. Some of the snow white variety that are more of a yellow color, and then we have the traditional red cherry tomatoes as well, which I'm so excited for. We did have mini red capsicums in this spot, but we've replaced them with some strawberry plants because they just didn't survive. If you have any tips on growing strawberries, let me know in the comments. And although it wasn't a massive harvest, I am so proud to have started the journey of growing our own food. We are renting, we don't own this home, but you honestly don't need much space to just start. I highly encourage you to give it a try, even if you just want to start growing some fresh herbs in pots. Everything tastes so much better homegrown. The snow peas were super sweet. Well, hello. As you can tell, it's a couple of days later now. It has been so cold this week. It's definitely getting very wintry, although still autumn here in Australia. And I'm just really craving some baked goods. So I thought, got a lemon here, and I've got some, I think I've got some frozen blueberries in the freezer. So I thought, why not make some blueberry and lemon muffins. I did find a little recipe online here, and they look pretty good. Okay, so here are all the ingredients. It's amazing how such few ingredients can make such a delicious thing. And I have this super cute, super vintage and special heirloom apron that was made by Keelan's grandma, who's no longer with us. I wasn't sure whether I should use it, but I was given permission to use it. That's what it's for. It smells so good already. The kitchen is just filled with this beautiful lemony smell. And I will say I am really bad with following directions for recipes because I'm quite fussy, and oftentimes I'll cut back on the sugar. It's calling for like 1 cup of sugar, but I think I'll put a bit less than that in. And also I try to avoid using white sugar, and I use brown sugar instead. I feel like it's maybe less processed, and I actually just prefer the flavor as well. And just because I love cinnamon so much, I'm going to pop a tiny bit of cinnamon in as well. Even though the recipe doesn't have it, I put it in pretty much all of my muffin recipes. And I'll probably just pop in about a quarter of a quarter of a teaspoon rather. Well, it smells good. Now a little bit of the dough taste test. I always taste the batter before I pop it in the oven just to make sure it's sweet enough, the flavors are there. Oh, that lemon zest is so good. Yum, that's really good. Now is a good time to add in frozen blueberries. Mostly people say fresh is better if you can get fresh blueberries. They're very expensive at the moment, so I thought I'll just chuck in some frozen ones, it'll be fine. Another little trick I discovered recently, if you put the blueberries in and mix it into the dough, I think especially if they're frozen, the color will run and the dough will kind of get all mucky and change color. I think I'll do what I did last time, and I basically just sort of poke them in the actual muffin once they're in the little tray. So I've got this 6 quite large muffin cup tray. I'll see if it fits in there. If not, I do have a little backup one. And I don't have any liners at the moment, so I'm just going to grease it. A nice little trick is I just break off a little bit of baking paper and smoosh it into some butter and then just wipe that around. Works quite well. So it's really important that I'm pushing them into the dough. This is a little technique I just made up myself. I'm not sure if it's a thing or not, but I just really don't like it when the blueberries run their color through the whole dough. So this seems to work. So just pushing the little blueberries in to the dough, and then it distributes them nicely throughout. And like I said earlier, you might not need to worry about that if you use fresh blueberries as much, because they're not gonna, color won't run as much as frozen ones. And a little trick I learnt from Jamie Oliver: when you're opening a hot oven and then closing it, don't just slam it shut really quickly, because all that hot air will come out. So if you really gently close it, it will more so keep all of that good hot air in the oven where it needs to be. The muffins turned out actually a bit tough, and I think that's because the recipe method said to add in the dry mixture and the milk gradually into the wet mixture, tiny bit at a time, which I've never done before, and I think in the end it was just over mixed. I'm usually happy to share where I get the recipes from, but as it wasn't 100%, I'm not going to be sharing it this time with you guys. I always like to set the mood for doing little journal sessions by lighting some candles, get some mood lighting going, and popping on some really nice calming music in the background. As it's now racing towards the end of May and we are almost at the halfway point of the year, I thought it would be a good idea to take a look over the goals I set at the start of the year and see if I was on track. Take a look and be proud of the things I have achieved this year so far, and also take a good, hard, real look at what I would like to implement or change to make sure I stay on track towards my goals. I feel like the halfway point through the year is a really nice time to do this. I'd love to know how you try to stay on top of your goals throughout the year. It's always really interesting hearing what other people do as well. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this day in the life vlog, and subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a little thumbs up if you've liked it. It lets me know if I should continue making videos like this, and I'll see you in my next video.